I look like Elaine from Seinfeld is what my husband tells me.
That's what I was thinking for myself when I saw that question. That's so funny. When you stood up, Johnny, I thought you were going to dance.
No, I just needed to plug in my laptop.
Oh,
You do, Craig? You look like the female lead in Casablanca?
You.
Me? Oh,
Ingrid Bergman.
So, hey, Angela, our question, our icebreaker question is, when you dance, who do you look like? You look like what? So it's when I dance, I look like blank.
what do you look? What do you look like, Craig? Oh,
Mm.
what about you, Bryce?
oh, I can dance, but mostly when I dance now, it's with the lawnmower and my headphones in. So I'd say Jimmy Buffett. I put on a cowboy hat to be George Strait, but that's about it.
Angela, what do you look like?
I'm extremely tall and awkward and long, so it's always like Craig, probably very awkward and weird. And, I do have a funny story though, real fast, which is when I was younger and that song came out that was like Shake Your Body Like a Cyclone, right? So, like, shake it down. Supposed to be seductive and stuff, right? So I thought for a very long time that it was Shake Your Body Like a Psycho. And I would be like, woo, when that part came on. And it was like a super popular song. I don't remember what it was right now, but so that kind of sums up my dancing skills anyways, that story. So
I actually taught my daughter how to two-step by standing on top of my boots. She would stand
Oh,
on top of my feet and we'd go.
That's so sweet.
Angela, I wouldn't have uh, thought of you as being a tall, lengthy person.
yeah, I'm super awkwardly long. I'm okay with my body now, but it was very awkward, like puppy growing into my body, you know,
How tall are you?
5'10" and a half.
Oh, you are tall.
Yeah, I'm pretty tall.
Yeah, Johnny and Charlie were a lot taller than I thought they'd be.
What's that? Sorry, I was listening to Cyclone. I had to look at that.
I
There's a
thought that
music video going.
you and Charlie were taller than I thought you guys would be too.
Yeah, I'm tall.
I just forgot you were using a crane or a cane. Yeah, she had a cane. I was like, oh man, I feel bad. But I was eating ice cream, so I don't want you guys to have to watch me.
Did you have cereal on it?
No, not today. You mean chips?
Oh, was it chips?
Sun chips.
Craig. Charlie, when you dance, what do you look like?
What do I look like?
Yeah, that's the icebreaker question.
Like a sexy Latino stud.
Stud.
I am a good dancer. But that's because I lived in Mexico for a long time. And my wife is a very good dancer. She was in competitions and stuff. And,
Wow.
and performances. And so she's really good.
Do you guys salsa dance?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We used to more so, but not really. It's been a while. I haven't not seen any places that do a lot of salsa dancing around here. In Denver there was a few, but
We used to have a band at the Aggie called Cabaret Diosa. And they were always teaching salsa dancing. I never learned it.
I think every once in a while at the Lyric they have some dancing, salsa dancing.
They used to teach line dancing at the bar that I worked at.
Yeah, that's a problem with dancing, isn't it? That it's usually there's alcohol usually associated with it.
I don't need alcohol. I don't care what I look like.
So here, this is just to remind you of how some of us are great dancers.
No, I'm okay. There's no problem. Really. I'm fine.
thanks to these microphones on.
Hey,
Oh, it is? You can't hear it?
No, it's set going.
Yeah, so I missed anything?
Well, actually, you did miss one little nugget of
Now can you hear it?
seen Elaine dance?
I think you need to mute your mic, that's all.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
Now we can't hear it.
Did you do the little kicks and the thumbs?
What, you mean you know about this?
For some time. It was about 5 years ago. I never knew what to say to her about it. It was one of those problems I hope would just go away.
Well, sometimes you can't help these people till they hit rock bottom.
And by then you've lost interest.
That's funny. Some of you are probably too young to remember Seinfeld.
S22 when they trade in a Galaxy. Any year, any condition.
Oh, I get it. So you can take your old phone
That was a
you've
good
had for
episode.
years and loved every minute of and trade it in.
Yeah, pretty funny. Hey, Ashley.
Hello.
You missed the icebreaker question. When you dance, what do you look like?
I can dance. The only time I was good at dancing was when I was drunk. I don't drink anymore, so I don't dance.
Well, there you go.
That's what we were all saying.
I'm a really good dancer when I'm drunk. At least I think.
Are you in Old Town?
But not anymore. I'm in Pueblo.
Oh.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would anybody want to go to Pueblo?
Right? My ink therapist is here. Yay! It's tattoo day.
Did you already get it?
No, not yet. You guys are going to go on my right arm. Because I have a screenshot of you now.
Is it going to be arranged as a totem pole?
I could probably manage to do that. With
Craig,
you at the top?
No. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of on vacation.
You deserve it.
Yeah, but it's Pueblo. I am. It's kind of awkward, weird, but I can get used to it. No. No. There's a waiting list. Okay. Well, that's good. Things we do.
Do you want to share first, Ashley?
Sure. I'm good. It was hard the first couple of days of not texting my boss or calling her, but I managed. Instead of texting her, I downloaded a notebook or a notepad app and just put what I thought I needed to tell her. And I didn't need to tell her. She texted me today, though. She fired my dog. My dog is no longer allowed to go to work because he's fired.
Uh-oh.
This sounds horrible, but my nephew was killed in a car accident on Saturday.
Oh, no.
I wasn't really close to him. It was on Levi's side of the family, and he was a step kid married into the family. But I decided to be a bigger person and talk to my ex-mother-in-law and send my condolences and all that shit, and now she's talking to me. And I'm on vacation. I don't have to work until Wednesday night at midnight. So I'm good.
Still for the same lady?
My private pay resident or client, yeah. Not at the other place, no.
So did you actually quit?
I think I'm gonna stay done. I don't think I'm gonna go back. I don't think I even want to be a PRN. I think I'm done.
Good for you.
Ask me next week, though. So
is that the boss that tells you can bring your dog, or is it your private pay person?
my dog went with me to Live to Assist. My private pay, I don't take my dog because they have a dog, and she's really hyper. And the last time I took my dog there, he taught their dog how to escape. And so I guess my little princess is a bad influence. So.
What kind of dog?
He's a husky.
Oh.
And he's still going to go to work. He's going to go to work with Nevaeh's boyfriend. So he gets to still see the ladies and all that. So I don't care if he's fired or not. At least he can go.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go blow my nose. Grab a tissue.
Why was he fired?
Because he's shedding it. And it took Michelle 2.5 hours to vacuum the couch today, which made me really happy. And then she decided that vacuuming was overrated, so she just took the cushions off and threw them in the wash. And so it made my heart proud that my dog got fired.
So now the wash is going to be broken.
Not my issue, not my problem. It's under warranty. But yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Well,
How
you
are
seem.
things at home? Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say you seem way relaxed.
I actually am.
Good.
I'm not stressed out. I'm not worried. I'm not working all the damn time. And plus, I'm at my ink therapist. Who wouldn't be relaxed? It's been long overdue. So is this where I choose someone to go next? All right, let's do Angela.
Hello. Hold on, let me. Okay. I gotta take one off otherwise I sound weird in my headphones. I don't know why. But you guys can all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So today I got, and Craig, you'll be happy about this too, and Kim, an email from the attorney that is, okay, so, because some of you guys I don't really know, but my son's dad died in September, and since then it's been kind of a nightmare dealing with my son's dad's sister, who is the last remaining relative. Oh, are you okay? Oh,
Uh-oh.
she fell down the stairs. So come here, come here. Okay, I think she's okay. Okay, so then, so it's been a nightmare dealing with my son's inheritance, and oh, she needs me. Okay, somebody else go, and I'll come back.
Who'd like to go? So are you volunteering to go, Craig? Oh, that sciatica pain is awful. Is it going like all the way down your leg? Huh.
Years ago, I'd had some low back problems and went for cortisone injections right into the disc. Not a lot of fun, but it did help, and hope it all goes well for you. Yeah. Right. The worst part on mine was a discogram where they went in and took you in and tried to reproduce the pain. Not much fun. They found it. Mm-hmm.
When are you going to Oregon? Cool.
Hey, sorry. Um, my daughter is fine now. Fruit snacks fix 99% of the problems that we have in this house. So, but before all the kids are outside, so let me just talk really fast. So, where was I at?
Just that you're having problems with the sister with your son's inheritance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, they led me to believe that they basically had all control over everything. They were going to be super transparent. Everything that Liam inherited, it's going to have restrictions and stuff, like to keep him safe when he turns 18 and blah, blah, blah. And then, so basically then there were all these little things, little conversations, text messages, emails that just like things weren't adding up, and then all of a sudden 2 huge Charles Schwab accounts just come out of nowhere that they never told me about. It comes out that I actually have to be in control of all of Liam's stuff unless I appoint them to be. And so then going through that stuff, I'll leave out all the back and forth. Liam was not the beneficiary on those 2 IRAs at Charles Schwab. So then what I did was I asked Charles Schwab, when did the beneficiary get changed? It got changed 6 days before Josh died. So, and it got changed to his sister. So and then what they're claiming is that after I asked them about these two accounts, that they said all he inherited was one account, which I knew about. That's it. So after I asked them about these accounts, then they said, well, Josh had, his sister as the beneficiary the moment the account opened, and so that she can figure out what's best for Liam. And so then, Charles Schwab then, after I start looking into it, Charles Schwab is like 6 days before so it was actually opened up with Liam as the full beneficiary, changed at 6 days before he died to his sister. And then, sorry if this isn't easy to follow. It's just like it's all, ugh. It's really upsetting too. So it's just really crazy. So then we had to go through all this stuff to subpoena the IP address of who changed it, because Josh was actually like withdrawing from heroin that day and in and out of the hospital for that week. So odds of him changing it to his sister were pretty small. So then we go with the IP address, and we had to bounce through hoops. I was talking to Craig, and today we found out that it was the sister and sister's husband's IP address that changed the beneficiary. So that was, and their attorney contacted mine. So it was just kind of like, I guess, even though I've been so angry and so like ready for this to be done, and I just like, I was hoping that they would have some sort of explanation, of this, like that would make them not seem like complete pieces of shit, so my son doesn't lose his last remaining relative on his father's side, so it was kind of like okay, this is finally getting somewhere, and all that money is going to go to Liam, that's the goal. But it sucks that this relationship is, it opens up other things that are going to be stressful, which is how to have a conversation with my 8-year-old son as to why he doesn't, talk to his aunt anymore. And like, I just can't imagine trying to pocket this much money from an 8-year-old that just lost his dad. 7. He just turned 8 on Saturday. So 7-year-old, because it happened in September. So that was kind of the big thing there. And I don't know. It's kind of, like I said, it's kind of a relief, but it's also, I'm scared to have to kind of like, I think I jump to like the what ifs before it even happens. That's kind of like a common thing because I'm scared of everything. But yeah, we'll get there, I guess. The cool thing is I planned a super awesome birthday party for my son. So he turned 8 on Saturday. His theme was zombies. He really likes zombies. And I have like, I made gravestones. It was like a Nerf gun war against zombies. I hired 5 actors from Denver to be zombies for Liam's entire class and all of his cousins on my old fiance's side. So they're all still, so his name is Oscar on Oscar's side. It's just a very complicated relationship, but he still wants to be there for the kids. And I think that's super important for Liam, especially. Eliana's dad, yeah. Is that what you said? Yeah. So, I was so scared, you guys, and I went like above and beyond. And I think I've never planned a birthday party like this in my life. Like the biggest birthday parties for my kids have been like Rollerland, it's like that kind of stuff where I don't have to do that much. And I think I went like above and beyond because Josh and I were going to do a combined birthday party for Liam for like the first time in Liam's life, because we always had separate, everything was separate. And then that was 2 years ago. So COVID was starting to hit bad. And then we promised him the next year, but COVID was still bad. So there was like this, he's been waiting for, 2 years for this. And his dad and I were like, we're going to work together as a team. It's going to be great. Like, don't be sad. We'll do it next year. Like, and I know it doesn't, like, part of it, just, I know a birthday party can't make up for your dead dad, but I felt like I had to do it just like so big and stuff. And it turned out awesome, you guys. Like, so many people came, so many people had fun. Like, it was just awesome. And oh my gosh, it was great. So, but I am so glad it's over because I like acne, like I've been so stressed out, you guys, like, oh my gosh, like acne and just like not sleeping, not eating, like, so I'm so glad it's over, but it was a lot of fun and it was really cool, I think, for everyone. So
I want to see pictures because I would have never ever thought of doing that.
yeah. So I'm normally, what's wrong?
Can I get soda now?
Yeah, sure.
I tried as good as I could to fight it. And I was just so good.
Can you stop? Sorry. Okay, so it's weird because normally I'm like the crazy picture taker and I did not take that many pictures. But here we still have stuff out. I'm gonna try. So this was gonna be like the cake topper, but then it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it ended up being like a centerpiece. Can you guys see?
Cool.
So it's
That's
like
awesome.
a haunted graveyard with zombies. And then 3 of the, oh, here, let me go outside. I've been cleaning for days. God, kids are so gross. Okay. So, do you see the tombstones? Yeah, so there were 4 of those, and then some hunting blinds. And so they like hid all over here. The tramp, there was like stuff under it so that you couldn't see. So when the zombies, like that was like a surprise. He didn't know they were coming and they came around that side. Some popped out under the tramp. Some went around and, with like right by the tombstones. So I don't know. It was pretty cool.
Did it scare the crap out of them?
So the one thing, and I had the table moved, so I wasn't getting to my future garden, And now it's all dying back there because I haven't watered it. I need to do that. Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I asked if it scared the crap out of him.
Oh, no. So it scared the crap out of Eliana, and the other her cousin is 9 months older than her. So they were terrified, and basically stayed inside the whole time after the zombies showed up. But I asked them to be kid-friendly zombies. I don't know where my phone is. Oh, Liam just said they weren't real zombies.
You ruined Zombie Day.
I know. Do you know where my phone is, buddy? Okay. Well, I'm not good at
How dare you?
Will you go
Wait,
get
I
it?
just tried
I'm
these
not
two.
good at sharing
Mom,
pictures, but
I tried the apple juice and the soda. It tastes so
Okay.
good.
Maybe somebody else should go now.
I want some this too.
I'll email Kim just like a couple pictures and then you could pop them up. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that when I can. Ah. Okay. I'm going to mute, guys.
Who'd like to go next?
I'll go because I have to start my car. I can't remember. I think I was going to the interview or didn't quite have the interview last week. And so I did get a call back for a second interview, which is May 11th. So fingers crossed which it can't come sooner because we started our new computer system yesterday. And so last Friday, we were doing the training because they're so fucking stupid. It's like if you're a corporation and you have taken on all these little trash companies, you think they'd have a better program to do it. So last week we had an hour of training every morning, and then they shut off our old computer system yesterday, and we're supposed to be in the new one yesterday. And they shut off the phones, and it's like we can't even answer the phones to fucking put a comment in the account or take a payment. We can't take payments in this new system, which everybody is on auto pay, and we told everybody that they have to call back to update their credit card. Well, they didn't tell us that we can't update their credit cards in this new system. I don't even know what system we're going to update their credit cards in. So apparently, like, they have to wait for their first bill, and then they can't get email invoices either. They have to wait for their first bill and then sign up in Republic. I don't know. But, like, they should have had us all do the hour-long training the week before, and then maybe half of us last week actually train with the people that are training us last week, and then have the other half this week. But no, they threw us all in yesterday. So we have like 250 voicemails. Mind you, May is our beginning of our busy season. And so I realized yesterday how triggering this job is, especially in the summer. And maybe that's why I fucking drank so much last summer. But Friday we're on the training and I can't even figure out how to log into the freaking system. And I just lost it. I just started bawling. And I was crying, and the lady's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not. I don't even know." Blah, blah. And so I was crying until she like got me into the one screen, but then I couldn't even figure out like how to get past that screen. So then I just muted it, and then I just cried for like 10 or 15 minutes, like bawled, and like took myself off the phone. And my sister's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know. I can't stop crying." And I was like, "Maybe I just need to cry." But oh my gosh. And so this morning I almost cried again. But I was like, "Stacy, don't cry because your boss is going to be mad at you because you didn't watch all the training videos." So that's going to be the next thing. She's going to be like, "Well, maybe if you watch the training videos," which didn't help for shit anyways because they were like showing us like commercial stuff and dispatch stuff and like stuff that doesn't even pertain to us. So anyways, I just need this new job so bad. And my therapist last night, he's like, "Well, you're setting yourself up. What if you don't get it? What if you don't get it?" And I'm like, "I'm not going to think like that. But if I don't, then I guess I have to prepare myself that I'm gonna have to be with this shitty job for the rest of the summer. I don't know. And it sucks that the second interview is not till the 11th because by then I'm gonna be trained. My plan is that I was gonna be hired and then be like, well, why should I even train? Like, I have 2 weeks paid vacation, and if I'm leaving anyways, so now I'm gonna have to frickin' train and learn all this shit. But otherwise, yeah, it's so dumb. And it's really uh, uh, I'm used to knowing how to do I've been there for 8 years, and it's like all these chicks that have been there for like a month know more than me, but that's because they didn't really know the old system. So whatever, I'm like, okay, you guys can train me. um but just as long as they get us trained enough, because if I am gonna stay, they're gonna send us home. And the way that the system is, like, if you don't know what you're doing, you're just kind of stuck there. um and every manual that they gave us doesn't even pertain to us, so whatever. So if your trash doesn't get picked up, if you guys have gallegas, don't blame the customer service, and don't leave multiple voicemails because our voicemails are getting full. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because they couldn't even schedule tickets. Like, I scheduled the ticket yesterday that was supposed to be for the 9th, and somehow the poor dispatch, now they have to route everybody, which is what we used to do. And the lady's like, you guys do too much work. And I was like, no, dispatch does too much. So the poor dispatch lady, I hope she didn't do this for all the tickets that were scheduled yesterday, but this wasn't supposed to be scheduled till the 9th, and the PT driver showed up there today to vacate it. Thank God it doesn't matter, but I just feel bad for everybody. But anyways, I can at least enter a note now into an account. So I can get past the first 15 screens that it takes to enter a stupid fucking note. Because this is all like, you know how like the old computers, it was like all just words and no pictures or whatever. Like, it's the green screen or the black screen with the green writing. This is how old it is. They said it's from the 80s and they haven't updated it. So then they're like, oh, don't worry, in a few years we're going to change to another system. And I'm like, I'm not going to be here. like if I have to quit my job, all I was thinking is, like, if I have to quit my job, I need my therapy. And my therapist was like, well, they do scholarships. So if you quit your job, you could at least get the scholarships. I was like, I might have to do that, because I'm not going to freaking sacrifice my sobriety for this stupid trash.
Right.
But otherwise, it's a what?
Oh, in the town I grew up in, that was part of your city bill.
Oh, I know. I've heard of it.
Utilities, and there were alleys everywhere and a big metal dumpster every other house. And Sunday nights, the trash went out and they just picked up these metal dumpsters. They had trucks and it was gone. It was part of your bill. There wasn't any, excuse me, private or anything.
Oh, I know. I have people that don't have trash for like a month because they're like, we just thought that it was in our utilities and we didn't know we had to call you guys. And yeah, we've heard it. But either way, I just don't want to be, like I said to the one job, I don't want Mother Nature to allocate my life anymore. And the parking permit thing, yeah, people are going to be pissed because they get parking tickets, but I don't think they can be any worse. And then what else? Oh, that's the new job that I'm applying for. It's the parking permits at CSU. And then I don't know if I told you guys, but like if you work at CSU, you can take 9 credits a year for free.
Wow.
And so my 2 minors, horticulture and botany, that because when I went to college, I have almost 300 credits, I think, in 10 years, because I kept not getting degrees, and they were like, you have too many credits without a degree. And I was like, I have 3 things that I'm studying: math and science and art. And so maybe I'll be able to take a few classes to get those other 2 degrees. I don't know. But that's what I'm hoping for, that I can just get the job there and then go to school again. And then I can ride my bike too, because I live like 5 blocks from CSU. What else? We're going to the cabin this weekend, so I'm gonna call in on Friday. My boss is gonna be pissed because we're training, but I have 4 days of sick pay, and I don't think that they pay you out when you quit for sick pay. And so I'm like, okay, Friday I'm gonna call in and go to the cabin. She's gonna be pissed. And then next Wednesday for the interview, I'm gonna call in. She's gonna be pissed. But I'm like, F it. Yeah, otherwise my foot's healing a little bit better. I got a pair of old lady shoes the other day, $160 for these really cushy, like if anybody has a hard time walking, they're so cushy. They're very comfortable, but they feel so good. And otherwise, hopefully I can start sleeping upstairs again soon. But I can't walk to the bathroom without shoes on or without my scooter at night. So still not, it's the longest in 17 years besides going to rehab that I haven't slept in the same bed with my husband. So this weekend I'll get to sleep in the same bed with him, but yeah, otherwise I think everything's going good. 250 days on Saturday.
Good deal.
Yay. Quarter way to 1,000. I'll pick Johnny next.
Not a whole lot. I had a pretty good weekend and stuff. I got my Antabuse, so I've been taking that. No real side effects or anything, so that's good. I did have to pick up a bunch of dirt, and that was a little stressful because we're working on our garden beds, and somebody posted that they had too much topsoil. So my wife's like, let's go get it. It's free. When we showed up, shovel by shovel into the bed of the truck, which took forever. Like my back was killing me. I was sweating, but I just stayed calm and I was like, yeah, screw it. It's free. Let's just do this. So that was okay. And I calmed down until this morning. I get a call that I need to drive to Denver and I still have all that damn dirt in the bed of my pickup. So I had to go unload the dirt before I could drive to Denver. But that all worked out really nice. I was able to get down there and I took care of a problem for a guy that I've done a lot of work for him. And it was really coincidental that as I was finishing up, he showed up. So he was like, I thought you were going to tell me if you were going to be able to come. And I said, well, here I am. Problem's fixed. So he was just super thankful and introduced me to his other investors because they're an investment group that buys apartment complexes and fixes them up. So I got to meet some potential new customers and all that was really good. So just been taking it a day at a time. My mother-in-law's gone, so I get to stay in the tiny home now instead of the travel trailer, which is way more comfortable. So I have a bathroom and everything. So yeah, just, taking a day at a time and just trying to be mindful of the present. I, not worry about all these things I can't control. That's where it get me in trouble, and that's where I would drink because I would just overwhelm myself. So yeah, keep on keeping on.
So that Antabuse stuff, does it what does it do?
If you drink, you're going to get really sick.
Like die?
You could die, yeah, depending on how much you drink.
It's like poisonous when you drink alcohol.
Yes.
It's weird.
The crazy thing is they told me how they found it out. And so if you're allergic to rubber, you can't take Antabuse. But some people in a tire factory or something, every time they would go drink, they would get sick. And it's because of some chemical they use. And the chemical is the Antabuse. And so they kind of tied it all together of, they have this in their system. And basically it blocks your body's ability to break down alcohol. And so you get sick. So, just like if you were to drink too much alcohol and then your body can only process.
Oh, it's the same. So it's like alcohol poisoning.
Yes. Because you can't process it.
That's a miserable feeling.
And that's the deterrent.
I'm glad
Kind
you're
of
taking
like
it.
having to worry about if there's any too much fentanyl in another type of drug that you buy. Don't you think that's a deterrent too?
You can actually test your drugs before you do them. They have fentanyl tests.
Why did you just tell me that, Ashley? No, I'm just joking.
I'm just letting you know. Hey, if you're going to do drugs, at least make sure they're safe.
Yeah. Well, that is definitely a deterrent for me, is knowing that.
I think it is too.
Yes and no. I'm still kind of leaving things open. I've got quite a few projects going right now, but none of them are ready for me. So it's just like I have a really open schedule. Just kind of, yeah. But if you need help with those outlets, just let me know. I can come down there, and you're in Loveland, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go to Yellowstone for a week in June.
Cool.
So got a Airbnb place. In-laws are gonna fly in. We're gonna drive with the kiddos. See some friends up in Wyoming on our way, and then just spend a week out there. And it's right on a lake, so I'm gonna do some fishing and stuff like that.
Where are you guys going to stay? What town?
I don't know.
Oh, it was a test.
It's somewhere in Idaho, I think.
Oh, that's where we stayed too last summer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Idaho. We're staying in Idaho. It's like 25-minute drive to the gate.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Kim, you need to show that TED Talk again about the awe moment. The awe.
Okay. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that haven't seen that.
I utilized that for quite a while before I became so angry. But I think it'd be a good refresher. Oh, yes.
Okay. So, Johnny, I wonder how much money you saved by hauling all that dirt.
I don't know.
I bet it's a lot.
Yeah. Broke my back, but yeah. But it's going to be so worth it.
Yeah, I always think about things like
I'm
that,
gonna,
you know.
because this weekend I'm going to put up, we bought it's 27 foot wide by 150 foot long hail netting. So I'm going to set poles, and then I got some cable, and I'm going to string it up, and so it's just cover the whole garden. So last year that hail took out my garden and pissed me off. Not this year. So yeah, got it all planned out. Pretty excited.
Choose someone to go next.
Charlie.
Okie doke. Well, don't really have a whole lot to report, other than I've been feeling like really tired the past week, and without a lot of motivation to do stuff. So I think it's I'm not really sure actually what, but I haven't been like having any cravings or anything. So yeah, I'm not really sure what it is. Because I mean everything's pretty much going normal, like work and school's pretty normal. So I can't really put a finger on it. Although like we were working out a lot, and then like that kind of just stopped happening. We got busy and had to take trips and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. This past weekend, we went to, we did go to Denver. We went to Red Rocks to a concert. That was a good time.
Who'd you see?
This band, Trevor Hall and Citizen Cope, and I forget who the other people were that opened. My wife got the tickets like it's been 2 years, I think, because of COVID. They canceled them and then they canceled the next year. So we went and stayed down in Denver. It was like a little vacation for us. It was pretty cool. Got away from the dogs, had somebody take care of the dogs, and stayed at the Holiday Inn. Actually near our old place in Golden. So, but it was pretty fun to get away. I was like, man, Denver's so close. Like we barely ever go anymore, but it's also because like I don't really have an interest to go back to Denver and drive and fight the traffic. But yeah, sometimes we miss it. And then we saw some friends the next day. We just drove by. They were our old neighbors, so we drove by and saw them and hung out and played ping pong. And then we left and went back to Fort Collins. Just kind of hung out, and I did some homework, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I don't have a lot to say other than the other stuff I did.
You tired of the hot tub yet?
No, you know what? So when we were gone, Maddie wanted to tell the people that dog sat that they could use the hot tub, and I was fine with it. And then they went and they used it, and they got all this dirt in the hot tub. There was like mud on the side of the hot tub and the cup holder, and I was pissed. And then I got even more mad because Maddie wasn't upset about it, so I was like really pissed then. So we had a big argument about it. So I haven't got in since then. I need to get one of those like little. They make these little like vacuum pumps that you can pull out the dirt with. So I was just gonna dump out all the water and start over again, but I mean it is kind of a waste of water, and it wouldn't take that long. I mean my hose is pretty fast. It filled up in like 15 minutes, but it would take longer to heat up. That's the only thing. What do you mean? How would I do that? You mean the hose?
Yeah,
Quickly
it'd be
throw the
like
hose
setting
on.
irrigation tubes, almost.
Well, that's how they say that's how you're supposed to empty out the hot tub too. But I mean, I guess I could just pull out sections of dirt.
Or you could just spray everybody off with the hose before they get in. Spray
Well,
them off.
I told them to brush themselves off because there's dirt. I mean, I still haven't finished the path in front of the hot tub, so there's dirt out there. And so I was like, brush yourself off before you get in. I mean, a little dirt's one thing, but they got like mud all over the side, and inside the hot tub there's this big muddy cup. There's a cup holders where you put your drink or whatever. There was mud in it, so it's like, and then there's a bunch of dirt inside the hot tub at the floor of the hot tub, and I was just like, God, that's what happens when I let one. What's that? Huh? Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was the first thing I did. Actually, I went and I cleaned out the side and the cup holders and wiped down the outside. Now everything's inside the water, all the way at the bottom. So really, the only thing I can do is suck it out with something. Yeah, I should probably do that.
I still like the hose idea because that way you only have to spray them once because next time they'll remember to brush everything off because it's cold.
Yeah. Well, if I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember how I was talking about the thing had key? It has a key latch, and I didn't ask them to install the key latch, but they still did. I couldn't get in one day because I didn't have the key. But anyway, it's stupid that they even put that on there. It's supposed to be for child protection. We don't have a kid, but they also say that now all hot tubs are made like that by law. Because some two 6-year-old kids drowned in a hot tub because it wasn't locked, which is okay, I don't know how that makes sense. But anyway, I could just not give anybody the key now, because that is what it literally makes me want to do, is not let anybody use the hot tub anymore. It's if they can't take care of it, it was expensive.
Yeah.
So that's what I was mad about too. I was I think we should be able to be mad that we have nice stuff and it gets messy. I should be upset. So that was kind of an argument we had. But anyway, yeah, I just probably won't give anybody the key. I'll have the only key from now on. Okay. I will pick who hasn't gone. Stacy, did you go? Yeah, you went. And then how about Craig? Wait, Craig, you went, didn't you?
Yeah, I think Bryce. Is
Bryce
the only one left?
Oh, okay. Doing good. Just working around the yard, getting a bunch of stuff done. A bunch of our fence blew down in the wind, so we had a guy come and reset posts. Wasn't real cheap, but it had to be done. And working on that and cleaning up after that. There was just chunks of cement and stuff everywhere. So I've been getting that cleaned up. Went down earlier today and cleaned out a window well that was full of stuff. That was kind of a little bit creepy with some of the stuff down there, but it's clean now. Doing good. Helping out when I can. We're leaving on the 14th to go see my wife's family down in Amarillo area. So that'll be a long drive. Unfortunately, I don't drive anymore. And that's one of the consequences of my alcoholism, but it is what it is. And I'm happy to co-pilot with her and can't wait to see family down there. It's been a while. Plus, that's the best place to get one of my favorite snacks, which is them Texas peanut patties, because they're made. A company named Good Art makes them, and they're almost like peanut brittle, but they're red, and with the Spanish peanuts and pretty much pure sugar on them. But they're gluten-free, so I can eat them, and I'd eat 10 or 20 pounds at a time if I could. But that's good and awesome to see her. All of her family is down. Most of them is down in that Panhandle area. So it'll be really, really good to go down and see them. Yeah, that. We used to go down there and eat at a place, I don't even know if it's still around, called the Big Texan, which was it's a landmark steakhouse. And their big deal was you ordered a 72-ounce sirloin. And I forget how much it was, but if you cleaned up all that and the fixings, it was free.
I worked there in high school.
At the Big Texan, did you?
Yeah, that's where my daughter's grandparents and stuff are. So we usually meet them in Trinidad, or I'll drive all the way down there and then they drive back during the summer. So I'll just go down there and stay for a day or two. They have a good ranch rodeo at the beginning of June.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll go down there, drop off my daughter, stay for the ranch rodeo, and then come back.
Yep, that's fun. And the Paladura Canyon's pretty cool too. Just got to watch out for kind of critters this time of year, but it's fun. And they used to show, there was a musical production, just Texas, the musical. that was in a little theater in that Palo Duro Canyon. It was kind of cool. That showed a lot of the history of Texas with the railroads and the cattle and everything. It was really fun. So how much of the tourist stuff we'll do, I'm not sure, but can't wait to see the family. It'll be good. And get the freshest Texas peanut patties.
Hey Bryce, when do you start?
You attack me?
They're having a Nerf war. Can you? Oh, when do you start planting outside, Bryce? When do you do that?
You should wait till after the first frost, or it's predicted. I mean, we used to say after Mother's Day, but given Colorado weather, yeah. So wait till it's
My
good and
therapist is making me write a whole page.
clear. If you have room, you can always start stuff indoors and transplant it outside. But that's kind of messy, and you get the usual garden critters in your house. So, once you're sure it's not going to frost, you should be good. My bigger concern than frost this early would be the wind
And hail.
But we never really grow enough in our garden to put up or anything. It's tomatoes for salads, zucchinis to see how big you can grow them. And then I like my peppers. So not a huge garden, but it's fun and it keeps me busy. So.
Okay. I just all the stores have put out, the flowers and all that stuff. And I walk by and I'm like, oh, I just want to get some. But I'm like, it's got to be too early still, right? So probably another week or two.
Yeah. I mean, we were at Home Depots and Lowe's doing some other stuff, and it's all already out. But if you notice, they pull it in at night just to make sure it doesn't freeze. So you got a little bit of time.
I haven't noticed that. Okay.
Or it's all covered nothing.
I planted just a couple of pots of pansies because those are supposed to be really hardy, but they died. So.
Well, they say if you're starting them inside, to try to harden them, especially not these last few nights, but in the next week or so, like at night, try to harden them outside. But if you know it's going to be 50 or below, then don't leave them outside.
Yeah. And we've got some tulips and daffodils that have already bloomed.
Well, those always do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to share a video with you guys about relapse prevention. And so we're going to watch that and then we'll talk about it. And I will definitely look for that all one for next week. So, but let's watch this and.
I'm Dr. Stephen Melamis. Welcome to this video on relapse prevention. The key to relapse prevention is to understand that relapse happens gradually. It begins weeks and sometimes months before you pick up the first drink or drug. That gives you plenty of time to do something. When you don't understand relapse, you think it happens suddenly. 1 minute you're fine, the next minute you're using, and you don't even know how you got there. Relapse is a little like a stone rolling down a hill. It has to build momentum. The goals of this video are to help you understand the stages of relapse, recognize the early warning signs, and learn coping skills that will help you prevent relapse in the future. First, the stages of relapse. There are 3 stages to relapse. They are emotional, mental, and physical. Let's go through them in more detail. Emotional relapse. The key to emotional relapse is that you're not thinking about using. That's the furthest thing from your mind. You remember your last relapse and you don't want to go back there. But everything that you're doing, all your behaviors, all your emotions, are setting you up for relapse down the road. Denial is a big part of emotional relapse because you're not thinking about using at this stage. That's why it's so important that you learn the early warning signs of relapse so that you can see if you're slipping. Here are some of the signs of emotional relapse: isolating, irritability, focusing on others, bottling up emotions, not asking for help, not going to meetings or not sharing, not taking care of yourself with poor eating and sleeping habits. What do all of these have in common? Poor self-care. That is the essence of emotional relapse. Relapse prevention isn't complicated. It's about the things you learned in kindergarten that most of us have forgotten. Get a good night's sleep, eat 3 meals a day, ask for help, and share your feelings. That's relapse prevention. If you live in emotional relapse for too long, after a while you'll start to feel uncomfortable in your own skin. And when that happens, you'll start to think about using just to escape. With that, you will suddenly move from emotional relapse to mental relapse. Mental relapse. In mental relapse, there's a war going on in your mind. Part of you wants to use, but part of you doesn't. Everyone has occasional thoughts of using. It doesn't mean you have to relapse, but it is a warning sign. In the beginning, your thoughts are brief and easy to handle. But if you continue to live in mental relapse for too long, the pull of your addiction gets stronger and stronger. Here are some of the signs of mental relapse: thinking about people, places, and things that were part of your using. Minimizing consequences of past relapses. Seeing old using friends. Bargaining. Lying. That's a big one. Lying to others, and eventually lying to yourself. Finally, you start to look for opportunities when you could use without getting caught. Next, relapse prevention strategies. Once you start to think about using, what can you do? Your addictive brain is telling you to use. It's telling you that this time will be different. But it's been wrong before. One drink or one drug use is hardly ever enough. Think of what you could lose if you relapse. Think of the hopelessness and despair that you felt before. Change your scenery. Go for a walk. Don't give your cravings room to grow. Tell yourself that you'll wait for 30 minutes. You'll discover that most cravings don't last very long. Tell someone that you're thinking about using. Go to a meeting. Everyone has had those thoughts before. They will understand. When you talk about your cravings, they're easier to handle. When you start to think about using, challenge your thinking. Think your relapse through. Distract yourself. Talk about your feelings. And do your recovery one day at a time. Finally, physical relapse. Once you start to think about using, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't ask for help, if you don't talk about your cravings, your thoughts will get stronger and louder until eventually your addiction is screaming inside your head. You can go from mental relapse to physical relapse in the blink of an eye. It can happen so fast, you won't even know how you got there. Here's the main point. When you don't understand relapse, you think that relapse prevention means saying no just before you pick up a drink or drug. But that's focusing on the final stage, the most difficult stage. That's why you relapse. Here's a summary of relapse prevention. Relapse happens gradually. Look for the early warning signs. Practice self-care. Ask for help. And always remember, you are not alone. Until next time, I'm Dr. Stephen Melamis, wishing you a healthy and happy recovery.
Okay, thoughts? Anybody else relate to that?
Yep.
Yep.
And what did he say the key is to when you're kind of at that emotional relapse level?
Ask for help.
Reach out, yeah.
Self-care, lots of self-care for sure.
Well, and how scary it is that it can happen so fast. And what was I about to say? I don't remember what I was about to say.
Well, it can happen so fast. And I think the other thing about it is that it kind of sneaks up on you, right? Because you're not, like you said, you're not thinking about it. It can be the farthest thing from your mind.
Is emotional relapse the stinking thinking? Or is stinking thinking just always going to be in our heads?
That's a good question. What do you guys think?
When I was in rehab, they told me that when you start thinking about it, and it's the first step to relapse. That's what they taught me. But I don't know. Because
But
everything.
But I think it's like he said, it's normal to think about it sometimes. I had a client earlier this week tell me that at rehab they told her that if you're dreaming about it, if you dream about alcohol or drugs, that you've already relapsed. What do you guys think about that?
I disagree on that one because I dream about it and it scares the living shit out of me.
That's what I said. I think everyone dreams
here.
Yeah, that's not true. I've dreamt about using, like ordering pills again or taking them, and nothing. I haven't.
Yeah, that's not fair because you can't control your dreams.
That's exactly what I said was, first of all, and I think it's how your brain is processing the changes that you've made in your life is when you're sleeping. And so dreaming about it doesn't mean that you've relapsed. I don't know where he went to school, but must not have been a very good one. So.
One, like, I just wonder, like, and I don't know, like, how long most of us have, but talking to my sponsor and stuff, that it is so weird how it just always creeps into your mind. And I guess living in such a small town, like, I drive by all my liquor stores all the time. But, like, every single weekend, it feels like that I'm missing doing something, and that it's that. Are all of us less than a year?
Oh, I think
I'm here in 2 months.
Bryce and Craig are both over a year. Oh, Ashley is too, right?
Bryce has more days than I do.
Not a contest.
But we don't count.
Because I'm just wondering if this is all of our first summer without using.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So are you wondering like how to get through the summer?
Yeah, I guess kind of, because like, the thing about this fucking new system is this lady in the bathroom today was talking to one of the girls and she was like, yeah, you'll get it. Either that or you'll turn into an alcoholic, not knowing that I was sitting in the stall next door, and I was like, oh, even more so I need to get out of here. Well, and then, the lady training us. Oh, sorry. Oh, I was just going to say the lady training us asked us where the best place to get margaritas was yesterday. And I was like, gosh dang it. And I was like, that's the one thing that I do miss is margaritas. So I'm telling her. No, she does. She's training. So I did say, because all my girlfriends they don't really drink that much, and so I was telling her my favorite places, and I was like, but I just had 250, and my coworker's like 252, and so then she realized that I'm not drinking anymore. But yeah, I was like, okay, even more so. Got to get out of this job.
It's so much part of the community, though. Like, I think about going to the peach festival, and like then you get like the peach margaritas, and then and just tour de fat, and it's just our community. It's very ingrained.
Right.
Yeah, and how can you do some of those things that maybe you want to do, or kind of figure out other things that you can do where it's not a focus?
I mean, do you guys remember? I don't know if I was in class with just Johnny and Charlie, but how I did that 5K right after I got out of rehab in New Belgium, and that was difficult kind of, but I think that they had they had the non-alcoholic sodas. So there are, I think, alternatives at the breweries, and then, but yeah, I mean, like Tour de Fat, like that's all. I used to start drinking at 6:30 so that we could be there by 7, so that we could be in the line, and so we just have to bring our alternatives.
It sucks because it's socially acceptable to be drinking, but yet, I don't know. I think we get condemned the worst too. Because we have our own demo, 3 Coors Light, and that's acceptable. Oh, shit. Sorry. So I stopped hanging out with my family because that's what they do. They just drink all the time.
Yeah.
Or cookies.
There's
Which
way more
Chronic drinks.
I went to a movie on Friday, and it was just I couldn't believe it was like $9.50 for a beer, and then there's this guy in front of me. He just kept getting up like every 10. He probably got like 4 beers, and I was just like, Jesus, you're missing the movie, and you might as well spend that much on beer.
He wasn't there for the movie.
No.
What's that? I think the drinks there, I want to say they're like upwards of, they're 10 plus. I mean, I know the water, so water bottles, I didn't know that we're allowed to bring our own water bottles in there either. They won't give you the caps to the stupid water bottles because people have thrown them. I'm like, I saw somebody with a metal Nalgene thing. I'm like, but that's allowed. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Only thing is, if you're gonna bring your own water bottle to Red Rocks, make sure that you have a filtered water bottle because their water is awful. So fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I haven't drank the tap, but I heard this employee invented a device for cup holders at the up in the stands because they don't have any. So somebody that works there came up with an idea for like when they go through the bench and like fold out.
I saw that on the news.
Yeah, it's an employee
It's
that works
like
there.
a T
It's a
that
really good
slides
idea.
up between and goes down and will hold something.
Yeah, it's a great idea, but it is really only it would only work there.
What'd you say, Craig?
Yeah, so I mean, you're allowed to bring water in. So I think the water was $7. I want to say beers were probably like $12 to $15.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I remember in the downstairs place, it's like this like whiskey bar kind of new thing next to the museum that they. I don't know if you guys remember, there used to not be anything down there. So when you walk out the museum entrance, now there's like this outdoor seating bar area. But yeah, that place was expensive.
Yay! All we have to do is spend money on concert tickets, and we're saving so much money.
It's ridiculous.
Well, and I think what are some things where you can, either come up with your own things to do, or if you want to do some of those things that you've done in the past where there might be alcohol present, how can you get through that and maintain your recovery?
Tell the people you're with. Oh, sorry, Craig.
No, I think both of those are great ideas. Mocktails, go with some people that are also in recovery.
Like the family barbecue or breaking into the Mormon temple that we're supposed to be doing. The same.
Right.
Well, the thing that my friends were stoked about is that everybody that did the 5K got a free beer, so they got my beer.
Yeah. Yeah, at least letting other people know that you're in recovery if you're with people that aren't, So. Yeah.
Well, and plus, too, people are stoked because they always have a designated driver.
Yep. So I guess anybody have any final thoughts for group? What's your takeaways? Mm-hmm.
Oh, my foot hurts. Sorry.
Okie dokie.
After you for surely can't do a Saturday or Sunday?
I can do Saturday between 7 and after 7, but I'll be in Windsor.
Wait, what is this? What's happening?
The family barbecue thingy.
Oh, when are we doing that?
I was going to say if we
Or on a
could do a Saturday and then Ashley shows up at 7 because it doesn't get dark in the summer till 9.
In all honesty, I can probably leave early too.
The other thing that I was thinking about, and I've never been, so I don't know what all is there, but on Tuesdays in City Park, they're having all the food trucks and stuff and music. So I don't know. Okay.
So I say we do a Saturday and then Ashley shows up when she can. And then, because then there's a lot of places for kids to play too. And then we'll have more time.
The only problem I see with Saturdays is depending on when it is, if people have like vacations or trips planned.
Patrick's call?
I don't know. I think that
Well, we can
it
talk
doesn't
again
matter
next
to
week.
me. But
Craig, you call and see how hard it is to get a pavilion and see if they have available dates, and maybe we have to do it whenever they have availability. Yay,
That
team.
works.
Yeah, well, when you guys figure it out, give me some notice so I can kind of plan.
oh yeah, so you can be off work. Oh yeah, do you want
Yeah.
to tell? That is so cool.
But
Did you see his totem?
Oh, you made
oh
it.
yeah,
Wow.
Cool.
I like it. Good job.
Way to go.
I love
now
that.
now we all have to do one.
That's really good.
All right, friends.
Okay.
See you
Have a
guys
good
next
week.
week.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Johnny and
Stay out of the
Charlie,
wind.
call me this week.
We will.